The Layup Markers subsystem is intended for projecting optimum marker layup with the consideration of specific properties of materials, process requirements, and cloth cutting equipment in use. When available, this program maintains production quantities and contributes to economic use of materials. The Layup Markers program, introduced in GRAZIA, is based on the use of results of fundamental research in the field of mathematical methods of geometric projecting. High effectiveness and broad intellectual potentialities are the attributes of the program. The use of special mathematical methods ensures automatic elimination of geometric and process requirements, high operating speed and accuracy of decisions being made. Those features distinguish to advantage the markers projecting program employed in GRAZIA from similar programs introduced by national and foreign systems. To start with, the Layup Task should be generated. The task specifies the included models, sizes and heights, model draft class, for example top lining, adhesive type, etc., multiplicity, number of chosen models. There must be set such characteristics of the material as kind of linen, width of linen, edge width, nap direction, method of laying, face up, face down, face to face, or bend laying. In case of bend laying, specify the cloth bending sides, cloth pattern characteristics, checked or striped lining, shrinkage along warp and along weft, defective zones. There should be set such technological requirements as gap between pieces. Layup method. The following layup methods are provided. First, arbitrary cloth. The material represents synthepone or non-woven synthetic fabric. The drafts may be turned any way one likes. Second, plain cloth. Any draft may be arranged lengthwise the central line or turned over on 180 degrees. Third, printed cloth. Smooth or horizontally striped material. The pieces may be turned over on 180 degrees. In this case, however, all drafts pertaining to one unit of the product must be arranged in one direction. Fourth, nap cloth. The material represents nap cloth or herring pattern cloth. The drafts couldn't be turned in this case. GRAZIA implements three main layup markers modes. First, automatic mode. With the preset process requirements being considered, all pieces are laid up in the automatic mode without participation of the specialist. When switching over to the automatic mode, window Auto Search opens to display the process of searching alternative arrangements of pieces, the total number of arrangement variants, the current variant, the best variant at the present moment, characteristics of the best variant, time that has passed from the beginning of the searching process, and the remaining time. The best arrangement variant of drafts is displayed on the screen. Any layup marker projected in the automatic mode can be optimized by the specialist either in the manual or semi-automatic mode. The automatic mode represents fast and convenient means. However, it does not always provide for the adequate level of efficiency and technological effectiveness of markers layups. Second, manual mode. All drafts are arranged by the specialist, while the system controls that all process requirements are met. The specialist is afforded ample opportunities to make use of available experience, take account of special requirements and possibilities. First, the layer can cut pieces along the dividing lines provided for by the designer. The specialist can also cut drafts with the consideration of a current situation, with the fitting to a particular place being made or not being made. The specialist can put off a cutting operation and join drafts parts. After a piece is cut, the system will automatically provide for an appropriate seam addition value. Second, while band laying or using stocking cloth, the specialist can bend a draft in half along one of the symmetry lines and arrange both halves to make the set complete by combining the draft and material bending lines. The system will increase the draft as necessary for relaying purposes. Third, the specialist can set different gaps between pieces on different sides to ensure efficiency and production effectiveness in the course of cutting operations. The system guarantees that all process requirements be satisfied. In those cases where violations of process requirements do not have serious effects and instead permit to improve the marker to a considerable degree, the system may allow certain violations as desired by the specialist. In this case, however, the system will record that the violation was allowed and sanctioned by the specialist. Such violations may be as follows. The draft has come out of edge, the gap between pieces is below the value set in the layup task, aberration from the central line. In order to arrange a piece so that it may be outside the material edges, one should choose an appropriate draft and specify the value of come out of edge. The draft so arranged will be highlighted in a different color and will appear in a violation indicating mark. The system affords an opportunity to change the gap between pieces for certain drafts, which makes the draft cutting process much easier. When arranging drafts with the current situation being taken into account, the specialist can set different gaps between drafts on each side. The specialist can remove draft orientation restrictions and arrange the draft with an aberration from the central line being provided. The manual projecting mode is more time-consuming. However, it allows to create both efficient and practically feasible markers. Third, semi-automatic mode. A portion of pieces is laid by the specialist at his convenience, while the remaining drafts are arranged in the automatic mode. The specialist may, at any moment, stop the automatic process, alter the arrangement of drafts, and switch over back to the automatic mode. The specialist can switch between the modes until a desired result is attained. The semi-automatic mode is the most effective mode, since it permits to combine the specialist's experience and high operating speed of the computer. While working together, they will be able to project markers faster and better than under separate process conditions. Important, in spite of possessing apparent advantages, the semi-automatic mode is absent in majority of national and foreign systems. This mode is rather hard to implement. Let certain practical situations be considered. The specialist can set the preferable level of a desired result, that is, set a desired value of marker's length or material usage percentage. The program will calculate the position of the marker right side and image the marker frame. After having arranged all the drafts within the frame, the specialist will attain the desired result. The specialist can arrange the drafts at the left border of the frame, on its right border, and in the middle zone. The specialist can also switch over to the automatic mode for the program to be able to assist him in attaining his aim. In this case, all the drafts arranged by the specialist will remain in their proper places. The program enables drafts to be projected with the use of materials consisting of several parts. The specialist sets the cutting lines, and the system will arrange the drafts automatically in such a way that neither draft may be arranged on the cutting line. This method is successfully used by various manufacturers to their advantage. Cardboard sheet sizes are specified in the Layup Task. The set of drafts is arranged on the sheets optimally as in desired sections. The drafts may be output to the plotter section by section. In order to be output to the cutting plotter, the drafts are signed, the pencil is replaced for the knife, and the drafts are cut out. The aspect of taking cloth patterns into account while laying up markers appears very important and complicated. GRAZIA implements 5 methods of layup marker with cloth patterns being taken into account. In this case, all reasonable requests and recommendations of specialists from different enterprises and educational institutions were considered. The Layup Task specifies the values of warp and weft patterns repeat. If the marker is projected for the marker already made, one can also set the margin of patterns from the layup start position. Method 1. Without individual adjustment. The pattern lines are displayed on the screen in the layup zone. In this case, the specialist chooses draft arrangement places and carries out proper adjustment along the pattern lines. Method 2. With individual adjustment. The draft is increased by certain warp and weft values. After the cutting process is over, the base draft is superimposed on the increased draft, is arranged according to the pattern lines, and the trimming operation is performed. The increased value required to align the draft patterns is calculated automatically. The pattern share value necessary for alignment is set by the designer while producing the model in subsystem pattern design and modeling. It is multiplied in subsystem layup markers by the pattern value. This method is efficient since increased drafts can be arranged in any layup zone. It is also the high quality method since it provides for pattern alignments in all bunches, but it involves a considerable volume of trimming operations. Method 3. The designer sets in subsystem pattern design and modeling the lines of warp and weft draft alignment with the cloth pattern lines. The draft having alignment lines is laid in the layup marker with precise alignment being provided with the cloth pattern lines. In this case, many drafts should be aligned with each other along the pattern lines. For example, if a striped material is used, the back part and forepart should be aligned with each other according to the pattern along the shoulder line. Practically, this task should be set as follows. The first draft is arranged free relative to the pattern lines, while the drafts to be aligned with it should be arranged in such a way as to meet the conditions of pattern alignment with the arranged draft. This method does not require that any trimming operations be carried out. However, it does not provide for the quality guaranteed by the individual adjustment method. When the method is used, only the drafts arranged in upper bunch may be aligned with the pattern. If the pattern lines do not coincide in different bunches when laying the cloth, the pattern alignment image will differ in different bunches. Method 4. This method is used in cases where the quality of cloth pattern lines is not similar. The specialist can, at his discretion, increase the warp and weft size of the draft depending on the quality of pattern lines in the draft arrangement area. Method 5. This method represents a combination of methods 3 and 4. The lines of alignment with the pattern lines are set on the drafts. In those cases where the pattern value and quality are not same in different sections of the material, the specialist may, at his discretion, set additionally a draft increase value. It is often the case that cloth defects should be taken into account in the layup marker process. Such defects can be in the form of a stitch missed along the cloth length or width, unpainted zones. The layup marker program enables different cloth defects to be taken into account. To this end, in the layup task should be set horizontal and vertical defective sections in which the drafts will not be arranged. This mechanism allows using effectively for manufacturing purposes cloth having defective sections. Such ample opportunities enable the specialist to project markers at a great rate and with high efficiency. The economy aspects become especially critical when participating in tenders for production of special, uniform, and corporate clothing. The ready markers can be drawn full-sized on wide or narrow format plotters. As a wide marker is output to a narrow plotter, it is automatically split into several strips with the paper width being taken into account. Afterwards, separate strips are output and pasted together. In this case, the 7-meter markers have error no more than the half millimeter value. The cost of a narrow plotter is 3-4 times lower, while the plotter can use paper of practically any type. Markers drawn in full size on paper, drawings, are used as marking, chalking in the cutting process. Marker may be output to a printer in a reduced scale. Basing on a particular marker, one can develop a control program for cutting marker with the use of either national or foreign automated cloth cutting machines. The data structure implemented in the GRAZIA system permits the model or layup marker files to be sent by email from the modeling center to the manufacturer that may be located in a different city or country. Conclusive remarks. The layup marker program introduced by GRAZIA features high effectiveness, enables to take account of special characteristics of materials and technology processes, combine the specialist experience and high operating speed of the computer, project efficient and technologically feasible markers. All advantages inherent in the GRAZIA system layup markup program were proved in full measure at a number of enterprises, and the result of its comparison with such well-known systems as Investronica, Electra, Cybrid.